Welcome to Tech Blueprint, a window that lets you know the latest technology news in the world. At a time when the international political and economic landscape is changing, Sino-US relations have always been the focus of global leadership. On January 7, 2025, a piece of news instantly attracted the attention of the world. US leader Janet Yellen had a video call with Chinese senior officials. This call came at the right time. It was a sensitive node for the United States to turn around. The Biden administration was about to end, and the shadow of the Trump 2.0 era was gradually looming. What exactly this call was about added new changes to the turbulent Sino-US relations. This is not an ordinary call. There is a terrifying deep meaning behind it. As an important figure in the US fiscal field, Yellen called on China at this critical moment, which undoubtedly shows that the economic relationship between China and the United States is becoming a critical crossroads. This not only achieves the economic benefits of the relationship, but also inevitably affects the stability and development of the global economy. What signals did this call send? What kind of promises did Yellen make during the call? What direction does this call reflect in Sino-US relations now? Last year, the coefficient of trade friction between China and the United States has intensified. On December 23, the Office of the United States Trade Representative brazenly launched a 301 investigation into China's chip industry. This behavior is undoubtedly a blatant political attack on China's technological development. The US government claims that it is to protect the US chip industry and the so-called unfair competition theory. But anyone with a discerning eye can see that this is just an excuse to suppress China's high-tech development. At the same time, the US Department of Commerce is also ready to move, planning to establish new rules to restrict China's drone industry. The Biden team's groundless accusation of Chinese drones, claiming that they pose a security threat, is completely groundless, and the purpose is to limit the competitiveness of Chinese drones in the international market. China will naturally not sit idly by in the face of the unreasonable provocation of the United States. China quickly included 28 US companies in the export control list. This move has effectively hit back at the US trade bullying. These 28 the companies involved in military industry, science and technology and other fields. China's countermeasures are precise and powerful, showing the United States China's firm determination to safeguard its legitimate rights and interests. The UAE has imposed export controls on two strategic items such as gallium arsenide, superhard materials and graphite. This measure has brought a considerable impact on the relevant industries in the United States. The United States has a certain degree of dependence on China for these key materials. China's export controls have caused American companies to suffer pain and have to re-implement trade policies with China. For China, some export-oriented companies are facing the pressure of reduced orders and declining market share, especially the chip and drone industries. The wave of rapid development has been affected to a certain extent, but this has also prompted China to strengthen the pace of independent research and development and industrial upgrading, increase investment in key technology fields, and strive to achieve independent control of the industrial chain. The United States itself has not been able to stay out of the epidemic. American consumers have to pay for trade frictions, rising prices, and reduced commodity choices. It gradually emerged that related industries in the United States were also impacted. Many American companies lost the huge Chinese market, and their profits increased significantly. Yellen promised that in the anti-terrorism operation, the United States will maintain close communication with China and jointly control the closure. This commitment undoubtedly provides an important guarantee for the stability of Sino-US relations. In the past, due to poor communication between China and the United States, misunderstandings and conflicts have escalated from time to time. For example, in trade frictions, the two sides lacked in-depth understanding of the diverse policy consensus, which led to rapid intensification of contradictions. Now Yellen emphasizes maintaining communication, which means that the two sides can exchange information in a timely manner and avoid misjudgments caused by inaccurate information. When the two sides can communicate their respective positions and concerns frankly, they can better connect with each other's needs and find ways to solve problems. Through regular high-level dialogues, working group meetings and other forms, China and the United States have in-depth discussions on economic and trade policies, market access, intellectual property protection, and other issues to reduce unnecessary difficulties. Similar commitments have also been successfully implemented in history. During the global financial crisis in 2008, the China-US agreement maintained close communication and cooperation. The two sides discussed strategies to deal with the crisis and coordinated macroeconomic policies through platforms such as the G20. In addition, Yellen also said that the United States will continue to work to stabilize Sino-US economic relations, which is bound to have inevitable significance for both China and the United States and the global economy. As the two largest economies in the world, the Sino-US agreement has a high degree of economic interdependence. The United States is an important trading partner of China. China's goods are exported in large quantities to the United States, providing American consumers with a rich and diverse choice, while also reducing production costs for American companies. China's electronic products, clothing, toys and other goods are popular in the US market, and the rights and interests of American consumers have benefited a lot. China is also an important market and creditor country for the United States. There is a demand for American agricultural products and high-tech products in the Chinese market. American soybeans, aircraft and other products are exported in large quantities to China, bringing huge economic benefits to related industries in the United States. Stable Sino-US relations are not only in line with the common interests of the treaty, but also an important cornerstone of global economic stability. At present, the US economy is facing increasingly severe challenges. The national debt has exceeded $36 trillion, and the federal debt continues to rise. The debt ceiling issue is once again a sword hanging over the head of the US economy. As early as December 27, 2024, US Treasury Secretary Yellen warned that the United States would first raise its debt ceiling on January 14, 2025, and the US Treasury would take very standardized government measures to prevent debt defaults. In this case, the United States requires a stable external economic environment, especially its economic relations with China. If Sino-US economic relations continue to be tense, US companies will face greater market risks, and the US economic recovery will also be seriously hindered. Once Sino-US economic relations fluctuate significantly, the global industrial chain and supply chain will be greatly impacted, which will directly affect the normal operation of the global economy. The industrial chains of industries such as automobiles and electronics are spread all over the world. The trade difficulties between China and the United States will lead to problems such as interruption of parts supply and rising production costs, which will put related industries around the world in trouble. What do you think of this?